Liverpool 4, Chelsea 1. Welcome to the instant match reaction for Liverpool's incredible night at Anfield, in which Jurgen Klopp's side absolutely put Chelsea to the sword in what was a very comfortable and dominating display against the Blues overall. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. And in what was seen as a bit of a dress rehearsal before the Carabao Cup final to be played out at the end of February, Liverpool took on Chelsea tonight in a game that had huge significance in the Premier League. Liverpool were looking to maintain their position at the top of the table, as well as maintain their 5-point gap, shall I really say, at the top of the table. And boy, oh boy, did they do exactly that. First off, goals from Diogo Jota and Conor Bradley got the ball rolling. And then second half, Dominic Szoboszlai put Liverpool 3-0 up. Christopher Nkunku came off the bench to grab a goal back for Chelsea within the final 20 minutes of the game to set up an intriguing finale. But Liverpool held firm and they killed the game off with Luis Diaz finding the back of the net to score Liverpool's fourth of the night. And like I say, what was a very dominating and comfortable display by the Reds overall. Previous meetings between these two sides had often seen it be boring draws or exciting games, but not so many goals. Well, tonight there was only one side in it, and it was Liverpool from start to finish. And although Chelsea had one or two scary moments for the Reds, it was nothing short of being a very comfortable victory at Anfield for Liverpool nonetheless. Yes, there is a little bit of a taste of controversy surrounding it. Chelsea thought that they should have had at least one or two penalties throughout that entirety of the game. We are going to address those, don't worry. We're not going to sweep it under the carpet just because it's Liverpool. We will address those, and I will give my honest and truthful opinions on those as well. But without further ado, before we get into all of that, before we get into the instant match reaction, I want to remind you all to please like the video and also subscribe if you're new. Both things always and forever greatly appreciated. And of course, I encourage you lot to get involved in the comment section down below. Let me know your thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, about the game, about Liverpool, about Chelsea, about everything else in between. But without further ado, let's get on with the match reaction. Let's talk Liverpool versus Chelsea tonight and the victory that obviously happened and occurred to the Reds tonight. An absolutely incredible win. I think that was probably the best performance that I've seen from Liverpool all season. And that's saying something. I know that Chelsea fans will have you say that they're not very good. They are. They can be. They can be strong. I know that their results haven't quite warranted that kind of tagline, shall we say. Their performances have been much better than their results at times. I know there are some times where their performances don't quite match up to the level. But Chelsea are still a strong side, and they're still an awkward side, particularly for Liverpool. No matter what kind of side Liverpool have had or what kind of side Chelsea have had in the past, whenever these two teams meet, they always seem to bring out a very good side in each other. Tonight, Liverpool were just on a completely different level, and they tore apart Chelsea limb from limb, and they neutralised everything and anything pretty much that Chelsea had to throw at them, apart from obviously the goal and maybe one or two other moments that happened on the counter-attack. We're going to address the controversy first of all, and then we're going to get into all the good stuff as far as what Liverpool are concerned. Chelsea felt tonight that they should have had two penalties. One in the first half, one in the second half. One within the opening, I believe, 10 minutes of the game when Conor Gallagher was judged to have been fouled by Virgil van Dijk, by a lot of the Chelsea fan base, particularly online, and even by the commentary team. They seem to believe that the referee and VAR seemed to get it wrong. In my opinion, the first one, I thought Conor Gallagher ran into Virgil van Dijk, which is why I thought it was definitely no penalty. And I would say I've been quite consistent, because I didn't think Diogo Jota's against Newcastle was a penalty. I didn't think Bruno Fernandes in the FA Cup, I believe it was a penalty. I didn't think this one necessarily was. Yes, there was contact, but I don't honestly feel like contact always warrants a penalty. Just because it's contact in the area or contact anywhere else for that matter, it shouldn't necessarily warrant a penalty. And I didn't think it was in this case. However, in saying that, the more that I look at it, I feel like it's one of those decisions where it's this stupid and weird grey area we've got with VAR, in which if the referee gives it on the pitch, it doesn't get overturned. VAR doesn't interfere, it doesn't get overturned. It's a penalty because the referee's given it. But because, again, the referee's been given it on the pitch as no penalty, the VAR has done the same approach, and they've said it's no penalty, we don't need to get involved here. I wouldn't have had any argument whatsoever if it was given. I would have said it was soft. I would have said it would be very, very soft if it was given. But given the mantra of decisions like this that have been given in the past, I've given you 2 examples already, I wouldn't have been shocked if it was given as a penalty. I'd have been a little bit annoyed, sure. I would have said it was completely soft, sure. But, again, it was a little bit clumsy from Van Dijk, and I think he's a little bit fortunate. The second penalty, I feel like that one is definitely a penalty. I feel like Liverpool have completely got away with one there. Ball goes into the area. I think is it Nkunku? I feel like it's Nkunku. He's got his back to Van Dijk, he's got his back to goal, and Van Dijk kind of clips the back of his heel. Again, it's very clumsy from Van Dijk, and I've seen worse ones given. I feel like Van Dijk, again, got away with one there. I would probably say that on the reflection, one should have definitely been given. The other one's a bit 50-50. They have been given in the past. Do I necessarily agree with them being given? No. Do I feel like it would have been soft if that first one was given? Yes. But the second one, I feel like Van Dijk went through the back of him a little bit, clipped him when it mattered most. And I feel like Liverpool got away with it, especially because, the Gallagher one, that's at 0-0. That's at 0-0, and that could have easily turned the game for Chelsea at that point. And the Nkunku one, that's at 3-1. If that gets given as a penalty to Chelsea, and Chelsea managed to convert that penalty, which, let's face it, Cole Palmer, I didn't even know he was on the pitch, by the way, tonight. I didn't realise he was on the pitch. The only way I would have realised he was on the pitch is if, obviously, Chelsea had penalties. Just saying. With, obviously, the kind of form Cole Palmer's been on from the penalty spot for this season, probably would have gone on to make it 3-2, and then we could have had a really intriguing finale on our hands in which Liverpool seemed in cruise control for the most part. But, obviously, Chelsea had that element of surprise left within them, potentially, had that penalty being given. But apart from that, and apart from one effort from Mykhailo Mudryk in the second half where Chelsea hit Liverpool in the counter-attack and it's a squared ball to Mudryk and he fires over from close range, Chelsea had nothing. Chelsea had absolutely nothing, and Liverpool were really dominant in all areas, particularly defensively, where they just neutralised everything. I feel like the substitutions was too many at one time, taking off the fullbacks, Conor Bradley, taking off Joe Gomez, putting on Andy Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now, I understand why that was to happen, to give them a bit of time on the pitch and to obviously build up their fitness from injury and things. I get that, but maybe it happened all 2 at once for my liking. But Liverpool got through it nonetheless. And I gotta say, Conor Bradley was absolutely outstanding. Joe Gomez was outstanding, and Liverpool just neutralised everything about Chelsea. The one player I was worried about, Cole Palmer. Of course I was worried about Cole Palmer. He's been Chelsea's bright light in an otherwise dark season. I didn't even realise I was on the pitch. The so-called Cole Palmer. Well, he must have been absolutely freezing, because I don't think he did anything for about, 85, 90 minutes that he played or something like that. Didn't really do anything. So he probably was cold Palmer, because he was on the outside looking in on the game for the most part. Didn't even realise he was on the pitch. Had a really, really anonymous sort of game from him tonight, and I think full credit goes to the likes of Joe Gomez for making that. Joe Gomez and the rest of the back four for making it so. Konate with another imperious Goliath-like performance. Absolutely outstanding from him as well. First half, Liverpool start strong. Chelsea look a little bit dangerous on the counter-attack. They obviously have the penalty shout, but then from there it's all Liverpool. Diogo Jota makes it 1-0. Bundles his way into the area, finishes well beyond the Chelsea goalkeeper after an assist from Conor Bradley. Conor Bradley, absolutely freaking outstanding. He has the same amount of Premier League assists this season as what Bruno Fernandes does. I'm just going to leave that out there for you guys to interpret that. That is outstanding. Love Conor Bradley. Absolutely incredible. pass. Jota just bundles his way through the Chelsea back line, walks through, and then finishes expertly. Absolutely brilliant by his standards. Conor Bradley then himself gets on the score sheet. Absolutely incredible. Love it for the guy. Well deserved. Beautiful ball by Luis Diaz. Cuts across the field. Conor Bradley through on goal, and he keeps his composure extremely well to finish it and rip it into that bottom corner. Beautifully well taken, well composed finish by Bradley. A lot of other defenders might have skied it from there. They might have rushed it and shot it straight at the goalkeeper. They might have smashed it into the side netting. Not Bradley though. He takes it beautifully. And I think there has to be a bit of a conversation to be had now. Even though Trent is back, do we stick with Bradley? And the same with Robertson actually as well on the other side. Gomez has been impeccable at left back. Do we start having a conversation that maybe those two can't quite get back into their natural positions right off the bat? For me, Trent has also got another option of moving into midfield. So maybe that could be something for a lot of other people to maybe talk about. Let me know in the comment section what you think on that. Should Conor Bradley be, at least for the foreseeable future, maybe not so much for the long term, but for the foreseeable future, because he seems to just be taking everything in his stride, and he just seems to be enjoying every single moment of it, and I love it for the guy, and I'm so glad he got his goal tonight. A little bit hard on Joe Gomez because he's done in like, what, 9 games now or something like that? What Joe Gomez has attempted to do in 9 years, and that's actually score his first Liverpool goal at a senior level. So it's unfortunate for Joe Gomez, but Conor Bradley, absolutely outstanding. Darwin Núñez, oh my God, this guy, right? I love him to pieces. I love his energy. I love what he brings. I can't fault his work rate. I can't fault his passion. I cannot fault his improvement this season. But Jesus Christ, he has this really weird, loving relationship with the frame of the goal. So much so, he broke a record tonight. He hit the post on not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4. 4 times. He hit the post 4 times tonight. Broke a record. The most in any Premier League game, I'm being told. Incredible. Phenomenal. He does everything right but score. A couple of them you can say is a bit unfortunate. The penalty, definitely not. I don't feel like that is unfortunate. I feel like you should be burying penalties. And I'm really... and I didn't really realise who was going to take it. Liverpool get a penalty. It kind of rubs salt into the wounds of Chelsea a little bit to get the penalty. But it was a definite penalty. I feel like... Was it Badiashile? He stands on Jota's foot. Definite penalty. No doubt about it. Núñez steps up. Hits the post. Could have made it 3-0. Liverpool should have been out of sight by half-time. He doesn't. He hits the post, like I say. I'm a little bit surprised Núñez did take it. I would have thought Jota, with the kind of form he's been in. I would have thought McAllister maybe. Even Van Dijk to an extent. You know, we know how cold he is with his penalties. And, you know, a couple of years ago in the Carabao Cup final, conveniently against Chelsea, he absolutely tore the net off with his penalty that he scored a couple of years ago. But obviously, with no Salah in the team, it was going to be interesting to see who took those penalties. I would have thought Jota might have. I would have thought McAllister may have actually stepped up, or Szoboszlai. But it was Núñez. Hits the post. And we're going for the Darwin Núñez circus again. And like I say, he hits the post. After that, a couple more times. He makes it 4 for the night. Jesus Christ. He is unlucky. He is extremely unlucky, but he does get an assist in the end. So he does come away with something towards a goal contribution for his efforts. Second half starts, Liverpool continue the same way. Like I say, Mudryk has that chance for Chelsea, and then it's all Liverpool. Conor Bradley down that right-hand side again. Beautiful cross. And it's a perfect header by Szoboszlai to find the back of the net. Szoboszlai, who I thought had a great game in the middle of the pitch, really set the standard for the pressing and moving that Liverpool conducted, alongside Jones, who grew more into the game, and McAllister was outstanding throughout. I thought whether it was through winning the ball back in possession and quickly moving it forward in transition, whether it was his playmaking from a deeper position. Keeping the ball, beating the press, whatever it was McAllister did, it was sublime and it was excellent. And he is really making that position his own in that midfield area, and it's amazing to see how well he has adapted to that particular role. But I thought Szoboszlai was great as well. He gets a goal for the night, and it's another assist for Conor Bradley, who I've run out of superlatives for this guy. 18 years of age, right back. I can't. This guy is amazing right now, and he's, like I say, he's just taking everything in his stride. He really stole the show tonight, and he was absolutely incredible for the, 65, 67, 70 minutes or whatever it was that he was on the pitch for. He was absolutely phenomenal all night, and I loved everything about his performance. Like, he was just unfazed by anything and everything. Anyone he was up against, unfazed. He won the ball back. His tackling was great. His setup play was great. His movement was great. He was getting forward. He was getting back. It was a completely solid display all round from Conor Bradley, in my opinion. Nkunku, like I say, grabs a goal back for Chelsea. He's off the sub bench. Brilliant footwork by him. I can't fault his footwork. I thought it was a bit lazy and a bit rash defending from Liverpool to allow him into the penalty area and then allow him to get the shot away the way that he did. And again, it really summed up Alisson's night, that the only thing he really had to do was pick the ball out the back of his net. Chelsea did not threaten Alisson once in that game, or not completely anyway. To the point where, like I say, that's the only thing Alisson had to do all night. Just pick the ball out the back of his net. That's really all he had to do. And then you're thinking, maybe there is something on the cards for Chelsea here. Maybe they could steal something in the end. They have obviously the penalty shout. That gets turned down. Again, I feel like Liverpool get away with one. Darwin Núñez then, with a cannon of a header, crashes off the post. Jesus Christ. I love the guy. I love the guy so much, but it is so frustrating when you see that he does everything right but score. Yeah, incredible that a few not even like a minute after Chelsea have a penalty shout, he's crashing one off the post, and then he gets his assist, and it's a great assist as well. He makes a brilliant run in behind. Badiashile is caught late, pushing up the pitch. He plays him onside. Núñez then puts in a great low cross across the face of the goal for Luis Diaz to run onto and score. And again, it's a brilliant display from Diaz as well. I say a lot about Núñez. I say a lot about Bradley. I say a lot about the midfield three tonight. I say a lot about Konaté's performance and Gomez's performance. But Diaz, for me, was solid throughout as well. He was constantly an outlet on that left-hand side. He gave... He gave Gus, it wasn't so much in the second half. I felt like the second half was kind of more on the opposite flank. But I felt like in the first half, he gave Disasi an absolute torrid time. And I thought Badiashile overall in that centre-back position had an absolutely torrid game for Chelsea. But it was great to see that not only did he get the assist as well for the Conor Bradley goal, but he also got the fourth goal of the night for Liverpool for the 4-1 victory. So great night for Luis Diaz all round as well. Great night for Diogo Jota getting on the score sheet. Great night for everybody involved in red, if you're not Darwin Núñez, unfortunately. Like I say, he gets an assist, so he gets another goal contribution to add to his ever-growing tally this season. So we'll kind of take it in the end, but he really should have had more. How he did not score tonight, I will never ever know. So do spare a thought for him. But I think as a collective unit, as Liverpool fans, we should be sparing a thought for one particular man not necessarily in red, but in blue. Moises Caicedo. I saved the best till last. Moises Caicedo. Obviously, much was going to be made about the speculation of Caicedo. The whole transfer saga that played out in the summer. Would he be going to Chelsea? Would he be going to Liverpool? Liverpool came in with a bid in the 11th hour to try and tempt him away from Chelsea. And he ended up turning us down in favour of the Blues. Well, for right now at least, it looks like Liverpool have got this current laugh, shall we say. Obviously, time will tell completely on this story. But I think he had an absolute awful game. He got booked after 10 minutes and subbed off after 65 minutes, something along them lines. completely out the game. Liverpool absolutely dominated. The press was on point. Everything about Liverpool's game plan was done right the way down to perfection. Like I said, they rode their luck at times with the penalties, and I make no bones about that. I feel like the penalties were a little bit fortunate, more the second one than the first one. But at the same time, Liverpool were dominant. Liverpool were in cruise control for large parts of that game, and Liverpool was sublime. They were sublime throughout. And the only criticism I can have on Liverpool, other than the fact that we didn't get a clean sheet, is the fact that we didn't score more goals. And Darwin Núñez, I think, had about 10 opportunities. He hit the post 4 times. A couple of them were good saves as well in there as well. Unbelievable from him. I'll still be thinking about this in a few days' time. I know we've got Arsenal on Sunday. I'll still be thinking about this then. I don't understand how he did not score tonight. He did everything right but score. He did everything right but score. But no, overall, some quality performances all around. Liverpool maintained their 5-point gap at the top of the table, which was obviously much needed given the fact that City obviously were going to beat Burnley anyway. That was a formality and a foregone conclusion. I know that nothing's ever a foregone conclusion, but that's pretty much a foregone conclusion as you can get in football. City are going to beat Burnley. Obviously with Arsenal's victory yesterday, that's something big as well that Liverpool had to obviously contend with. But going forward, look, everything is coming off really well for Liverpool, and everything's looking extremely bright for the Reds right now. We're dealing with the absence of the likes of Mohamed Salah. We've dealt with the absences of the likes of the Trent Alexander-Arnolds, the Andy Robertsons, the Joel Matips, the Szoboszlai, the Endos, and everybody else that's been in and out of the team throughout. It's been incredible. And when you look at the performances that are being made, whether they're individual or whether they are as a collective unit, they are improving every single time we see them on the football pitch. Diogo Jota, I tweeted out, he's got 5 goals and 4 assists in all competitions in the 8 games he's been back since Boxing Day. That guy has hit the ground running back since, obviously, his injury that he had. Hit the ground running completely. Darwin Núñez, like I say, again, a lot will be made from rivals about him missing plenty of opportunities tonight and the way that he's obviously hit the post on numerous occasions. But you can't deny his box office, and you can't deny he gets into those positions time and time again. And I know we keep saying it's only a matter of time before he starts taking them kind of chances on a more regular basis. But it's another assist for him tonight, and it's another improvement to his goal contributions. Luis Diaz, again, another great performance from him tonight. The midfield 3 of Jones, McAllister and Szoboszlai were great. McAllister in particular, again, making that position his own. And defensively, Conor Bradley fits in seamlessly. From being an 18-year-old that last season was on loan in the Championship, has fit in seamlessly at right back. Joe Gomez, as a makeshift left back, has been impeccable in that role. Van Dijk was probably our worst player tonight. Van Dijk was probably our worst player considering everyone from starting 11 point of view. But even then, he was still solid. He was still solid, and yes, he did ride his luck with the penalties. I'm not going to do that again. But he was still solid, and Konate was absolutely impeccable. And Alisson Becker, the only thing that he had to do all night was pick the ball at the back of the net, and my God, did he look beautiful in doing so. Yeah, Liverpool are incredible. Liverpool are incredible. And I don't want to get too ahead of myself. I'm not going to get too ahead of myself. We've got bigger tests to come. We've got bigger obstacles that we need to overcome. We've obviously got City breathing down our necks, waiting for us to slip up. Arsenal are still there. We can probably put Arsenal away on Sunday. If we were to go and face Arsenal on Sunday and absolutely destroy them the way we did tonight, we could put Arsenal away, I feel. Not completely, not mathematically, but I feel psychologically we could. We could. Now, whether or not we do that or not remains to be seen. It's obviously going to be extremely tough. There's obviously going to be lots of other factors to consider in that game and things of that nature. But we really could. We really could. And that's going to be a massive game for us. A massive game for us on Sunday. But we have to wait till then. Liverpool win tonight, 4-1. Incredible performances all around. Chelsea were poor for the most part. They can feel a little bit hard done by referees and VAR as well. I'm not going to make any bones about that. But overall, did they really deserve anything? No. That doesn't cancel out the penalties, by the way. That's not to say, well, you didn't really deserve it, so you don't really deserve the penalties. Yes, you did deserve at least one of the penalties. But at the same time, you were still very much poor tonight. And like I say, as a collective unit, Liverpool fans, spare a thought for Moises Caicedo, who thought the grass was greener on the other side. And by grass, we mean money. Money was better on the other side. Yeah, we're clear. Incredible. Liverpool stay top. Liverpool stay 5 points clear. An incredible 4-1 victory tonight at Anfield against Chelsea with Diogo Jota, Conor Bradley, Dominic Szoboszlai and Luis Diaz getting on the score sheet. These are just the thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, of this guy. I want to know what you guys think. What do you make of tonight's performances by Liverpool? What do you make of the win overall? What do you make of the Premier League title race? What do you make of Chelsea and everything else in between? I'd love to know your thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, down below in the comment section, because I'm sure I'll wait for interesting and great reading. Otherwise, hit the like button on the way up, enjoy the video, subscribe if you're new and want to see more content like this. Both things are always and forever greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. This has been another instant match reaction. Get in, Liverpool. I absolutely love it that we beat Chelsea tonight. Same time again in a few weeks. Carabao Cup final? Who knows? Obviously, only time will tell on that one as well. Absolutely beautiful and perfect performance, or near perfect, should I say, performance tonight from the Reds. I've been Fletch, like I say. This has been another instant match reaction. Take care, all of you beautiful people. Good night. God bless. And I'll see you and talk to you all again soon in another video or live stream or whatever it may be. Cheers, guys. Thanks everyone for stopping by and watching. Take care. Have a good rest of your night. See you all again very, 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 very soon.